Learning time, ladies and gentlemen. Today's lesson is a summative lesson of the entire week's lesson. So this week it is area and circumference of a circle, also volume of a cylinder. Now, where's my marker? Okay, circle. We know circles. We got circles down. Okay, circle. It's on an angle because I'm going to turn it into a cylinder. Okay, but it is essentially a circle. It's got a center point, and if the line goes from the center point to one side, that's a radius. That's half the distance across. Okay? If it goes all the way across, that's a diameter. Diameter, because it goes all the way across. Now, for area, we'll start with area. No, we'll start with circumference. No, area. Area, you want to use the radius. Okay, so let's give this a radius of 4. So area, what was the formula for area? Very good. Pi r squared. Now, remember, squared means to be multiplied by itself, not 2, by itself. Okay, so it's kind of like our twins. Laura, it's Fernandez squared. Okay, there's 2 of them. Multiple. So, pi is always the same thing. What is it? 3.141592654. 3.14. Our r, in this case, is 4. I didn't write that at all big enough. 4. So I have 4 squared. Now, I know what you're thinking. PEMDAS. Remember PEMDAS. Parentheses. There's nothing inside of parentheses that we have to do unless you want to consider this, because that's an exponent, the E in PEMDAS. So what's 4 squared? 16. Am I going to run out of space? No, I'll be okay. I'll come up here. So I have 16 times pi. 16 times 3.14. Don't know it off the top of my head. I apologize. Okay? 3.14 times 16. 50.24. And units. I'll say it's inches squared. Something with a 2-dimensional shape. Okay, that's the area. Area is 2-dimensional. Circumference. Circumference. You should try to always use the full. You have to. I always say to use diameter. Okay, so your circumference. Okay, area circumference. Circumference is pi times diameter. That's it. Donezo. No squaring, no rooting, no multiplying by 2. It's just pi times diameter. Now here, I'm going to say this is a diameter of 10. Make it easy on myself. But if I'd had this problem, I said find the circumference, you have to figure out if half the distance is 4, the full distance is going to be 8. Okay, so let's say right here, I changed it up, and I gave you a radius of 5, but I told you I want you to find the circumference. That means you need to understand that the full distance across is 10. So then this is pi times 10. If I'm multiplying by 10, all I have to do is slide the decimal place over one spot. So instead of 3.14, slide the decimal over one spot. I have 31.4, I'll say it was feet. 31.4 feet. This is not squared. This is not squared. Circumference is not squared because I'm talking about the distance I'm going to walk around the circle. Okay? It's going in a circle. It's going in a circle, but you're going straight. You're going straight forward. Where this, you're kind of encompassing the entire area. It's like carrying a net across the whole thing. Okay, now so, volume. Now, volume of a cylinder. Volume is always the same thing regardless of what your shape is as long as it's a prism. Okay, it's base. Area of your base times height. Area. How do we find area again? Pi r squared. Sorry if that's small, but we just went over it. Pi r squared. So, pi 3.14 times 4 squared. We just did this. It's 50.24. That is not the volume. That's the area of the circle. Take the area of the circle, multiply it by how long it is. Okay, so 50.24 times 5. 251.2 inches. We still had inches, so I'm going to say it's inches, but since I'm dealing with a three-dimensional shape, I am measuring the entire three-dimensional shape. It's cubed. Okay, three-dimensional shape, cubed. Two-dimensional shape, 2. Straight direction, 1. Okay, let's transition to an example that has diameter. I know this is going to be a long video, but I apologize, but it's kind of encompassing all the week's work. So, diameter. But in order to calculate volume, I need the radius. Okay? So if I've given a diameter of 10, half of that is going to be what? 5. Okay, good. So now I know I have to find pi times 5 squared. What's 5 squared? 5 times 5 is 25. Good. Pi 25. 3.14 times 25. 78.5. That is not our final answer. That is merely the first step. Second step is to multiply by the what? Very good, the length. Length on this one is 2 to make it easier on myself. So 157, and we said this was feet. So even number, 157 feet, and we're dealing with a three-dimensional object, so it's cubed. Okay, so I'm going to make today's work like a mini preview of the quiz that we're going to do tomorrow. So I'm most likely going to give you maybe 3 or 4 cylinders, ask you to find me the circumference, area, and the volume of all 3. Okay, so for one cylinder, it's going to have 3 answers. So you can do 1A, 1C, and 1B. Okay. Thanks.